Welcome back in, everybody, and this time I definitely remember to unmute my mic. Yeah, getting into this next series, it is going to be Cybercats versus, Cybercats versus X3. Looking for this, X3, they pushed Sigma Y and T yesterday in the third and final game of the series. Third and final series yesterday. They pushed them to all three games. Cybercats here doing the same thing against Y and T. So both teams, they need this victory. X3, they need to be looking to climb that table, get themselves in a bit of a safer position. Meanwhile, on the other side, Cybercats, they want to get themselves off the floor. They need to get themselves off this floor. They are 0-4. If they go 0-5, potentially the best they can do is look for tiebreakers, because that would be the lowest teams on in the rest of the standings would be PuckChamp on. Well, it's not even PuckChamp because PuckChamp have moved up. So yeah, everybody in the division apart from X3, Cybercats, and HF are sitting on at least 3 wins. So yeah, both teams need this. In fact, what are they, 1-4? No, okay, so they'd be 1-5. They could still potentially just doing maths in my head. But yeah, Cybercats and X3 need this, because Cybercats could look to tiebreakers between X3, Cybercats, and HF, but X3, they want to climb that table. They need at least 2 victories here to be safe and away from Cybercats as well as HF, get themselves safe for the next tour of Division 2. And whoever loses this is going to be in a really bad position. I mean, Cybercats could come off much worse, because it would mean at best they could force out tiebreakers, but for the most part, they would be looking down and out. And X3, they could potentially keep themselves safe for another few days. Coming into this draft, though, we see that Death Prophet's coming out for X3. The Tiny is going to be there. The Rubik gets spun out. The Lesh gets spun out. The Lena gets spun out. And as well as the Beastmaster, the Hoodwink, and the Magnus comes out here for Cybercats.
5 seconds.
So,
remaining.
Magnus, something a little bit different. Good setup as well. If you can get a great RP, 3, 4, God, even 5 heroes into, if they don't have the BKBs going, at least into a bushwhack from the Hoodwink, that is a team-killing setup already coming out from Cybercats. If they get that jump potential out, there isn't any reason they couldn't swing these fights. But on the other side, we've seen already how effective the Tinies are, how effective the Death Prophets can be. So that is what X3 are looking for.
Radiant
that kind of
team
sustained team
dire
fight,
team
as Shadow Fiend gets bad out, the Drow goes. Clock is still there. Snapfire that we've seen today as well. Both of those heroes are still available. But coming through these next couple of bands, we do see that, yeah, the Shadow Fiend gets taken away. So those ranged carries
remaining.
just being taken away from both sides.
5 seconds remaining.
Cybercats, what have they been playing? What do they want to go towards? Taking a look through. Yesterday, we did see the Ursa pickup. That was their win.
Dire team ban.
On the Ursa Bar in game number 1. So I wonder if that gets banned out, because we've seen it already be effective in the first game of the first series as well. So both teams, maybe to keep an eye on that one, thinking that, you know what, we don't want to be playing up against the Ursas. I do believe it came out. In fact, it didn't. X3 series up against what Sigma Y and T didn't come out yesterday.
10 seconds remaining.
There were a couple of Bat Riders.
5
God,
seconds
X3 got the Lena twice. And Sigma Y and T was still able to take it, though, with the victory in the second game. Using that win range of the Marcy there as well. Looks like it was a Marcy carry. Unless that was a win range carry, but I don't think so. But yeah, back on the side of X3, the Beastmaster's coming through. They use the Tusk as well as the Sniper. Sniper, I do still like. As the Naga Siren gets removed, so does the Slug. I wouldn't be surprised to see X3. If they let it through, or if it does get through that.
Ban.
So they ban out Terrorblade, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised here, unless Cybercats ban that Sniper in this last ban phase, for X3 to go for the Clockwork into the Sniper pick in that second phase. Because they do have, Cybercats have that first pick after the second phase of bans, but X3 do have the two together.
10 seconds remaining.
So if Sniper makes it through, I wouldn't be surprised to see either team really go for that hero.
5 seconds remaining.
So going to be just burning through this reserve time. So I completely forgot about the Brood. How far that got through. But I mean, the Death Prophet is still there. So more than likely going to be the offlane here for X3. So the Broodmother, I don't know, was that a bit... You could always put the Death Prophet into into the mid lane. But yeah, for more than likely, I think that's going to be the Death Prophet in the off lane. You could look for, again, the Sniper Clockwork to come out here as a combo. Could look for the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit is still available. The Treant comes out for Cybercats. Again, another hero that usually doesn't get through the first
10
phase.
seconds remaining.
Getting through not only the first ban phase, the first pick phase, but the second ban phase here as well.
Dire team
And Cybercat's just able to go back for it. And Dying and the... What's the second one going to be? It's going to be the Morphling come out here for, for X3. So Cybercats... Do they then go back for the Sniper? With this Treant Protector, you have the protection, you know, the frontline tree, and the tree as well as a ranged hero is what you usually see.
Remaining. Dire team ban.
I speak
It's going to be the Prophet. Yeah, okay. I suppose you've got the push potential coming out then from the Prophet with the Treants, you'll be able to take down towers. Can outpace the Death Prophet in terms of trades. So if the Death Prophet pops the Exorcism to take the tower, that's one big spell. You know, with a massive cooldown on it, so you can then look as a Nature's Prophet to look to split push on other lanes. And usually you do see the Nature's Prophet once he's able to move out, you know, once he's comfortable with the farm that he's got in the safe lane, or can no longer stay in that safe lane, he actually moves over into the off lane to look to push down the tower, forcing out the other position 1 on the map, in which case this will be the Morphling. But yeah, so moves up, maybe helps out the Magnus, push down that tier 1 tower, and then moves himself into the jungle. Might even look to push down the tier 1 tower top, and then immediately rotate into the mid lane. But look for that mid lane push. And X3, yeah, they do see that it is a mid laner, so they ban out the Invoker, they ban out the Ember Spirit here, as the Keeper of the Light comes out from the bans for Cybercats. How do they want to play this? Because Lesh has been banned out, a good few mid laners here have been banned out that look really good over the last few. The Bat Rider being taken away here as well, so X3, they've got a decent amount of reserve time. Do they want to put this Death Prophet in the mid lane, or is it going to be an off lane hero here as well?
5 seconds remaining.
Wouldn't mind seeing, if this is going to be a safe lane Nature's Prophet, wouldn't mind seeing the Doom come out for X3. You know, that you build into the Scorched Earth, you take down the Treants really quickly. With the Avalanche as well as the Scorched Earth, those Treants do disappear from the Nature's Prophet.
Radiant team pick.
Pango. So, mid lane Pango? Off lane Pango? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's still a good pickup. You've got that hypermobility around you. Can look to, again, if you can get the Swashbuckle off, if you get a Basher out, you can stop the Nature's Prophet from being able to TP around.
5 seconds
get the damage from a distance. You're a big chaotic force as well with the Rolling Thunder coming through. Cybercats, go for the Storm.
Now select your heroes.
So which way round are these picks going to go? You can see that, yeah, Alberca will be playing onto the Nature's Prophet. Zeneca now, yeah. So it is going to be the mid lane. Nazi Narwhal on that. Yeah, on the Pangolier. Fortnite, man. Please tell me that's... Yeah, it's Shagger out there, Vlan. So we're just waiting for the name to change as we get into the game. But Fortnite, man. For shame. Shagger, for shame. And looking at these lineups again, X3, they are going to be coming in close in terms of odds, in terms of potential between the two teams. X3, only that one series that separates them between the 0 and 4 of Cybercats. So they do need to be looking to get this push out. They did beat YNT as well. YNT looking like one of the stronger teams. X3, if they can show the quality here. Cybercats, they've been a bit touch and go. Up against, what was it, yesterday, YNT, they did take that first game, but it was more that the Ursa kind of balled out of control. Because up until, what, the 20-minute mark, the Ursa wasn't looking... He was looking all right, you know, getting the roams around and getting the kills. But at the 20-minute mark, he just looked absolutely overwhelming. And there was nothing that YNT could do about it. But then, in the third and final game, when they didn't have that Ursa pickup, they weren't able to build the same momentum. So we'll see if they are going to be able to build it in this first game of the series. But guys, before we get into it, we are going to jump to a commercial. We'll see you after this from EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, coming back into it, game number 1 between X3 and Cybercats. we can, the game is paused, so we're not missing anything as we just look at my pretty face for a little bit longer. But yeah, X3 really do need to be building up some wins. And cybercats, again, in that first game up against YNT yesterday, they had that Ursa pick, they had that extra momentum, but when they came through to the third game and the Ursa did get banned out, they had a Bloodseeker pick, you know, trying something a little bit different. It just didn't seem to work out for cybercats. So X3, if they can keep the pressure on cybercats here, I think in this first game, then they have the Pangolin that's going to be able to put pressure onto the heroes. Morphlin, he might look for that Manta style. I assume the Manta into like the Lincolns or the Skadi to come out for him. Maybe even a quick BKB. But the damage that the Morphlin is going to be putting out in these fights, you know, it will be building up. He could look for the steal onto... Who's from to actually steal? Maybe the... Do you want to take the Storm Spirits with that Morph, or maybe you take the Nature's Prophet? Nature's Prophet, a really good attack animation. If you're stealing stats away from him as well when you have that Ag, so you are going to be able to put out the damage. As we get ourselves into the game, you can see that Dark already moving himself down here with Fortnite Man. Apparently it is a name change, but that is going to be Shagrat and Vladimir. At least I think so. I'm not seeing anyone say there is stand-ins happening. Yeah, no, maybe just the name change. Meanwhile, the ward's going down. They do see... No, they don't, actually, because this one's going to be blocked by trees. So they don't get the look across. They do see this one going down, though, this Observer ward.
30 seconds to battle.
From the Radiant in the river, if you could just see it just slightly on the minimap. Goes down a little bit later on, so... Only just, like, a split second between, so Dark could come in, get that D-ward off. And it looks like the Undying... He might be rotating over, but the Treants will see him. But yeah, for now, it looks like it's just going to be the 2-for-2 split on the runes here. No First Bloods, no contest onto this. No major aggros, no major dramas. So 3 going the way, in fact... Yeah, Jess tried to get him onto Nesvi, but Nesvi just throwing out a whole lot of damage onto Jess. No sentry drop though from Dark. So he isn't going to get that D-ward off. As we take a look at the top lane, so Zeneca up against the Morphlin. There is a decent amount of burst to come through with the shockwave as well as the, you know, the skewered damage. Whether it's going to be enough to get the kill, because you are going to be seeing Dark in the lane, so I assume at level 2 he goes for that Soul Rip to help out onto the Morphlin. As the decays just continue to come through here, Zeneca taking some right-click damage from Dark as Dark wants to stack up these decays. Yep, using them JSV as well, going to be taking some punishment. So it is going to be the shockwave to start here from Zeneca. Just trying to do the drag backs, you know, interrupt the farm here from the Morphlin, get the pulls as well. And Nesvia's lost half its health already. You see, even the creep's doing some damage here to Nesvia. So Nesvia, pulls are coming through. GSV up onto the high ground, getting a big wraparound with these. And you can see that the Morphlin just trying to keep these two creeps. Keep them both dancing. Actually, does he pull them into the tower for the last hit? It looks like he's gonna do as GSV with the wraparound. So what does Dark take these into the river? Yeah, and GSV... actually, Dark's gonna be careful because Zeneca, he's actually coming down here. He wants to get these farms onto the creeps that are showing and not onto the ones that are gonna be pushing through from that tier 1 tower now. The body blocks from Nesvi, so they do miss out on a wave here on the Morphlin. Both cores will be missing out on a wave. But Dark looking for the kills to the XP. And again, the pulls through. So musical lanes coming through from both sides into the jungles. It's always daft when this happens. Because it's like you just create another lane for a wave. As alone. He's going to be here alone. And being forced back by the leech seed here now as well. Meanwhile, in the lane, how's the damage coming out onto the Death Prophet? A lot of aggro coming through here from Alberca. As you can see, the Force Majeure trying to do what he can to get these last hits. You know, to try and find some early farm. Force chasing down onto the Tiny. The Tiny's got that tree out. Did Fortnite... Oh, God, Fortnite, man. What a name. Yeah, he did get a Queln Blade as well, so he's going to be able to take these trees down. The Force not going to be able to dive himself in and out of this lane like you usually expect. Meanwhile, top lane, Nesvi are taking a lot of harassment out. Yeah, the decays, they are still stacking up. You can see the Undying. He's got himself 6 mangoes to be able to throw these decay stacks out, but Zeneca looking to get harassing onto the Nesvi. Nesvi taking a lot of damage from Zeneca with the shockwaves coming out. He's able to punish level 2 now as well. What did he go for at level 2? Is it the Empower? He's actually holding the point. Just in case maybe he's able to get a pure kill in. But yeah, the Shockwave, the Skewer, actually skewers himself back to the tower. Because Undyne was stacking up those decays. Zeneca losing a whole load of health. Back on the bottom lane. You can see that Alberca, how's he doing in terms of last hits? The Death Prophet on 6. And the Nature's Prophet here on 14. So the Nature's Prophet, the actual Prophet in this lane. And the Death Prophet, well, I wonder if you foresaw this. Because it's not great for I can't... Fortnite, man. I can't, man. It's not good for Vlad. Pushing out onto this... into this lane. Yo, he's taking a lot of punishment. Level 2 now as well. So the Spirit Siphon, it's going to be nice. But the backup from Alone as well. Because Alone level 2, holding the point in either the toss or the avalanche. Just in case you're defensive versus offensive. If you need to get that toss back. Fortnite man's getting really darn low. But yeah, Spirit Siphon comes out. Where's the avalanche? He wants to throw it out now as well. A lot of harass on this bottom lane. Onto Alberca. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see that Shiro Jr. is having a good time, but the first blood, it actually goes on the bottom lane here. Gonna be able to get the kill, though. Onto Alberca. One more right click. And the Death Prophet does pick it up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, there was a rotation in from Jess V. Protecting, it looks like the water runes. You'd just be able to get the denies off. Yeah, pick up a water rune of his own, Jess V. The chase down, bottom lane, FM, is he gonna go down? No leech seed damage, nothing like that left over. So it looks like, at least here, your FM, the 2 points into the Spirit Siphon is waiting, but does the Sprout come through from Nature's Prophet? No TP picked up at level 3. You went for the second point into the Nature's Call. Some more trains on the board here. Yeah, Crypt Swarm going to be used. Alberca, though, looking to phase out. There is going to be the side lane rotation in from the Tiny. And what are they going to be able to do? Because the Treants coming out now from the Prophet, or from Nature's, I shouldn't call them Prophet, Nature's Grasp, but the Spirit Siphon, Force Majeure are going to be taking a lot of damage through this Spirit Siphon now as well. It doesn't disconnect, but that is going to be the one and only charge here. Death Prophet maybe looking for that salve, just a little bit unsafe with the Treant Protector diving in and around the trees. Was that toss back underneath the tier 1 tower now as well, but the Treants, they're going to be taking the damage. The Sprout comes out, eats himself through with the Quelling Blade now as well. The Spirit Siphon, Crypt Form, he doesn't have the mana for it to get that one off, and Alberca will be able to get the run away. Yeah, the stick charges might have just been enough, but it wouldn't have been enough for the kill. Living Armor coming out now as well for the Nature's Prophet. And Alone on the back line. Trying to do what he can.
Huzzah!
Meanwhile, how's this Storm looking in the mid lane? He is top of the net worth. He's not having a bad time here. Jesfi, again, looking to roam around, looking for the bounce unit. He might just hang around for the next 5 seconds. It's a little bit awkward, but he will be able to pick it up. Meanwhile, the rune, where does that go? It's going to be the haste, and Alone's going to take it so he can come in, join the rest of his team, look at the fight. Shiro Jr. is going to be careful, get himself away now. Just run himself out, because if an avalanche came through onto that Storm Spirit, the toss back as well, even with the ball lightning, it would have been a lot of damage to come through onto the Storm Spirit. Wouldn't have been happy with the punishment. I mean, he would have been able to get himself out alive, I'm pretty sure, but would have taken a lot of damage doing so. Meanwhile, Nashvia, second in terms of net worth, just behind the Nature's Prophet, but just rotating over. Undyne is right on his tail, though. Or his tails, though. Here's Zeneca, just looking to... He's got to be careful about coming back into this. Shockwave damage, no. Nashvia just moves himself away from it. And with 2 points into the waveform, the adaptive strike coming out as well for the Morphlin. If Zeneca gets out of position, even Jess, with these decay stacks coming out from Dark, if they do get out of position, they could get blown up quite easily by the Morph. Meanwhile, back on the bottom lane, you can see that, again, Force trying to do what he can. Just to delay this, but Alone contesting this. Look at the pulls as well, able to clean up the neutrals with the tree. That tree grab damage. Just nice little bit of clearing those camps, and then being able to pull the Radiant creeps back into the lane. But you can see the Treant's doing a really good job here. Just keeping the aggro pulled back. So Death Prophet, how's he doing now in terms of net worth? Still not great, but he is going to be ahead of these of his counterpart on the other side. There's Zeneca, about 400 gold behind the Death Pocket in terms of net worth. The Avalanche comes out now as well. The Living Arm, the Exorcism, though, was that toss back. It's actually going to be onto a tree, and the Sprout comes out. Fortnite trying to eat himself through this. The Bushwhack keep him in Jess. Exorcism's going. They're going to be able to get Chira Jr. down here. That's going to be a wasted Exorcism. And all of a sudden, Nature's Prophet, yeah, with the Living Armor coming out here, just the 1 point in that, it's going to be pretty much full health. But it did mean 4 heroes had to rotate to get that kill. And the rune, going to be top. What's it going to be? Could it be the double damage rune now as well? In the river, though. Alone, could be in trouble. The Bushwhack, it actually does latch him to a tree. The drive back now as well by that Vortex. And Chira gets the kill. Burka, I mean, 4 heroes are down here, so it's creating space for the rest of X3. Even if you do lose the Death Prophet, even if you do lose the Tiny, you know, you've got the double damage rune here onto Natty Narwhal, the level 7 here for him. I think he wants those mana boots before he roams, because he doesn't have a lot of mana anyway. It would just be one Swashbuckle or Shield Crash and the Rolling Thunder. Top lane. Nesphere just backing himself away. How's Nesphere doing in terms of items? Got himself the Raindrops. Just wants to go straight towards that Dragonlance.
Just unfair.
So, no Morbid Mask, nothing like that here for the Malvin. Just going to be straight into the, you know, the extra range, the extra stats. Are going to be nice here, especially on a Morphlin. Meanwhile, Zeneca once again just being contested out by the Undying. In the mid lane though, Natty Narwhal gonna have to use that double damage rune. Has the mana boots here as well.
Stupendous.
3 hero rotation in, but alone, he's not going to be alone this time. Smoke breaks GSV, was that tossback Avalanche to come through. I don't think alone saw him. Yeah, and GSV was able to get himself away. Just being able to get that the scurry off at level 4. Yeah, 2 points into the Bushwhack for the 1 point into the scurry. Make sure that if you do get caught out, you get yourself away. You want that Sphere? Trying to contest this pull against Zeneca. Zeneca does get a lot of farm from that. Pull through as well from the Flag Bearer creep. The Dark rotates in. Just hits him with a decay, just to let him know he's there. Tombstone is up. The Prophet is an alright Tombstone hitter. I think the big issue is, you know, Chira, the lockdown coming through. There is going to be the Vortex maybe coming through. Yeah, the drive back, the Invis rune even picked up now. Chira Jr., the Wrath of Nature, they get the kill. We have the reveal, anything to see the Storm Spirit, the Rolling Thunder comes through. No dust, nothing to break the Invis. So the change targets now to Jess V. Jess going to be chased down, but Force comes in the Overgrowth. Down in the river though, they're going to be able to get this kill onto the Pangolier. A lot of damage come through the Pango. Can't get himself away from that, and the chase now onto Alone. The TP was that Sprout to come through. The Sprout will connect Alone, tries to eat himself through these trees. He needs to get himself into the Roast Pit, trying to pull the aggro. Is it going to be the Roast? No, the drag back, the Shockwave. And it's Alberca that finishes off the kill. It was clever. It was cute. But that Shockwave dragging them back away from the Roast, so the Treants can take the aggro. And then the Nature's Prophet just finishes off the kill. And Prophet with a Hand of Midas as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, excuse me, 2 of the 3 cores in terms of net worth, the highest are going to be going the way of Cybercats. At the minute, the Storm Spirit as well as that Nature's Prophet. Exorcism does come out now as well. Force Majeure in the trees, and Dark wants to rotate in, but Force, with the tree walk coming out from that Nature's guys, he's going to be fine. He's out of mana now as well. Doesn't have that Overgrowth anyway. So Living Armor won't be able to come out. Leech Seed not coming out. And the tier 1 tower X3 will be able to take it. But for the minute, Cybercats are the more aggressive team. You know, Hand of Midas here for the Nature's Prophet as well. So he's going to be able to get that extra gold, get himself around the fights, looking towards the BKB. Not too far away from the Maelstrom, so it looks like it is going to be that standard build over the BKB. The Glut needs to come out a little bit later on. As the Death Prophet, Exorcism is down, but he's just trying to keep pressure onto this bottom lane. Force though, finding that solo XP. Wrath of Nature comes out just for a little bit of D-push and a gank onto the top lane. Sharpshooter misses though. Nesphere just used that waveform. What can they do here? Looks like they're just going to try and push Nesphere out of the lane and look to get this tier 1 tower in the safe lane. Seneca level 8, so he has the RP. The dive comes through though. Dark with the flash golem. Alberca, can he get himself away from this one now as well? The RP, it is going to be thrown out. It gets a stun out onto the 2 heroes, but Alberca's going to look for the TP. And now the jump in, Nesphere, he's looking for the chase. Was that Shockwave? He's got that form out, so Zeneca will go down. Rolling Thunder now as well. At least Alberca gets himself away from this one. Good X3 picking up 2 good kills. Protecting the tier 1 tower now as well. Second up. Well, maybe not. Because Death Prophet trying to keep himself alive with the Spirit Siphon. In fact, Kira's going to be taking a lot of damage out of mana now as well. And it looks like the chase down coming up from Shagrat. Kira just needs to move himself away from that, even with the double damage doing that, even with the jump from the Storm Spirit. The Death Prophet able to keep himself alive with these Spirit Siphons. The mech now as well. Going straight into those Greaves. So it is going to be the offlane build here. Greaves. Oh, Bushhock's not going to connect into Nesphia. Nesfia's got that wave falling away if he needs it. Yeah, it is actually going to be the Possessed Mask here for Morphin. Possessed Mask into what looks like the Yasha. So the Mantis Stealth to come out for the Morph after the Dragonlance.
Middle tower is under attack.
Okay. Bottom lane. Force. Just trying to do what he can to depush this wave here with the Nature's Grasp. Alone. He's going towards the Blink, but he's still going to be about 1,000 gold away on this Tiny. And, yeah, Shagrat, it's going to be the Grief. So no Yule Scepter, no Hex, nothing like that. No big disruption items to come out first item. So Force will just be able to run himself into the trees and away. Yeah, just had himself in those trees. Again, the Nature's Grasp comes out. Nature's Prophet, though, got to be careful. The Treants will see Alone, but Alone has that tree grab. Only level 1 in that, though.
Middle tower is under attack.
So those Treants just running down onto Alone. Alone going to be taking some harass from this. It's not a massive amount. You know, it's just a bit to be a pain in the arse. You just keep a constant scout onto where the Tiny is. As the Pangolier will be spotted here now as well. Natty Narwhal going towards the Diffusal Blade is the first big item. So no Bashers, no BKBs to start with. Not yet. He's got the gold for the recipe and about 50 gold here for the Pangolier. As Nesphia, he has that Yasha. Yeah, and it is going to be the Mantis Star you can see here building towards from the Morphling.
Middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, how's the Storm Spirit looking? Wants to go straight towards that Kaya. Already has the Orchid out. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get aggressive here. If he's going to be able to find a pick off maybe onto the Morph itself. But yeah, the Morph, he knows something's up. So they are playing away. You know, just playing it safe. As the Storm Spirit coming in here. Jessie trying to help him out. This smoke gank, not going to be able to find anything. The smoke will fade. Now it's going to be X3. They're going for a 4-man smoke. Well, a 3-man because Nesphia. I think the things came through as well. We saw him break that smoke. Exorcism from Fortnite. If he wants to drop it. It looks like even through the living armor, yeah, they want to go for this tier 1 tower. No protection as well. No fortification. Jessie hanging around the back line. Kira Jr. as well.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Just looking to get the farm out because, yeah, he wants that Kaya out. Zeneca going towards at least the mech of his own. Got those mana boots out, so it is going to be Greaves from both sides, it looks like. But I think Death Prophet a little bit closer to it. In fact, Death Prophet has those Greaves up.
Under attack.
Kira, are they looking for a jump on the Storm Spirit? Because Nesphia is rotating it. I don't think they have the vision out. No, there is going to be the Observer one now as well to jump in the Sound Tower into the Morphlin. Morphlin is he going to be able to survive through this? The Wrath of Nature, the RP, and both ultimates get committed now, but the Roll of Thunder, the Avatar's coming through here. They're going to be able to immediately go. They might even Diffusal Blade out onto Zeneca. Zeneca can't get himself away from this one. He's going to be locked in. No Cure away for him. And they lose the Morphlin, but X3, they pick up 2 big kills on 2 cores.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Meanwhile, the pressure into the mid lane, Alberca just going to TP himself away. But the Sentry Water on the low ground, so those Ancients, they are going to be blocked. That's a cheeky spot. Never seen that spot before. Because it is on the low ground, just inside of the rectangle for the camp, but it's not where you'd usually expect it on the high ground. You'll look for those D-wards. But yeah, Alberca. Does he want the BKB or the Glepnir first? Maybe the control to come out before the BKB with that Glepnir. Gold-wise, he's not too far away from it. Could buy up the Rod of Atos pretty soon. What's the recipe cost on the Glepnir? I never forget 700. So 2.5, so about 3.1. Or close to it. So yeah, he's about 500 gold away from being able to complete. Onto that Glepnir. I think once that Glepnir comes out, I think cybercats, they're going to get a lot more aggressive. I think they need to as well, because going late game against the Morphlin is going to look pretty damn powerful, and I think it's going to be a repeat of like Rise versus PokeChamp, where he starts off the game well, but if you leave that Morphlin to farm, then he just hits a power point that you can't follow.
Dire's middle
Yes, that's right. He gets his slides out, and you're just like, I'm totally lost. I can't follow this presentation whatsoever. So the smoke comes out here. 2 heroes. It's going to be Chira as well as Jesvi once again. They're looking for the jump in to a bushwhack, but it looks like X3 going to back themselves away. Maybe not. Death Prophet is going to be shown here. Morphlin's going to be close as well. Do they get the jump out? There might be the silence from Chira. Ooh, he cancels that jump. The Wrath of Nature, it will still connect into Nesphere, so he's pinging for wards.
I'm over here.
But I think it was actually, yeah, it was this one, just near the shrine that spotted him. He was just, look at the, there was a couple of fingers top lane though. Overgrowth comes out onto the Tiny. TP in, the skewer back, alone. He's going to be alone. He's going to die alone. Come on, man. There's so many warnings immediately, you know, live alone, die alone, all
Dire's
that.
top tower is under attack.
Together you stand, divided you fall, etc, etc. Chira just going to go back to farming. Does still want to go towards the carry, looks like. Hoodwink looking towards that blinking. Natty Narwhal got himself another double damage rune. He's actually going to be going towards the Yules here on the Pangolier. Nesphere just looking to push out the mid lane. Storm Spirit. How's he doing? He's not doing too bad. He's going to go to the Roach Pit. Yeah, they're going to start to Exorcism coming out now as well. From the Death Prophet, and I don't know what the scan's going to be there from the Radiant, but the Tombstone's already been dropped. I don't know if they can. They definitely can't contest this. Look at how quickly this is going to go down. So the Aegis comes out from Nesphere. That's a little bit of more protection. He's got the double damage rune still. It's only about a quarter way through on the Pango. So where's he going to try and push this? Zenica. He's leading the line, just trying to do what he can with the Exorcism before it fades off, you know, to push his lane back out. And
Dire's bottom tower is under
yeah,
attack.
meanwhile bottom lane, Jesvi looking for that solo XP, looking for the push, looking for the shard here on the bottom lane on this Hoodwink. But Nesphere does TP down. Does he want to try and make a move onto the Hoodwink? Doesn't look like it. Jess just backing himself away. Nesphere continuing to farm. How's that man to sell out now? Yeah, going straight in towards the Skadi. So he's going to be a big tanky boy with all these stats coming through the Morphlin. He's going to hit hard. It's going to be hard to take him down. Philosopher's Stone just get dropped in dark. Yeah, should just be able to pick that one up. Oh, the blink away from Jess. He did just get it in time. So the jump in here from Alone, who has a blink dagger of his own, but wasn't able to get the catch out here onto the onto the Hoodwink. Meanwhile, Burka. He's not coming too far forward, so you can see that the Nature's Prophet, you know, he doesn't want to overcommit. He has the Maelstrom, and he actually did go for the BKB before that Gleipnir. So, still going to be starting. He's still going to be about 2,000 gold away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But it looks like they're going to try and trade tier 2s for tier 2s. Was that Death Prophet as well? He's actually coming in for the defense. Exorcism's up in 35, but if he gets caught out, Force is here. He's invis. Has that charge to the bash. The root, excuse me. No overgrowth being thrown out though, as the TP on Nesphere was cancelled, it looks like. So they are going to try and trade these tier 2s to jump in as well. Nesphere, you get the kill onto Jess V. Even with the living arm of the tower, it should still go down on the bottom lane, especially with the Monster Style coming out. Slowly but surely, Nesphere are going to be able to burn through these.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Nesphere even going to be able to use that salve, full health for him. Changes his mind as well. Gets the deny on that mid lane. The Treen's trying to do the best to take that tier 1 tower in the mid lane down. But Morphlin will be able to get the deny out here. And it looks like he wants to go towards the Satanic. So he wants that sustain in the fights. Yeah. Buying out for 2 of the 3 items. Just needs another 1,600 gold even for the Reaver. And he's not going to be too far off getting it. Look at it. The amount he's farming it out. He's going to be able to get these camps out. It's going to be quick farms. If he can get a quick pick in terms of a kill with the Sages as well. Aegis, really nice protection while he waits for that Satanic to come out. Aegis Grasp goes down, but the Crypt Swarm pushes this lane back through. Do they have anything to reveal? They don't. So Treant, he's just going to be nothing but a pain in the arse in this top lane. Looking to get these leech seeds, looking to get the native grasps. Push these lanes out. Yeah, that's all he's going to be doing. So they say, okay, well, that's your overgrowth, so we'll try and force something out that you can't get to here. You don't have our outpost, but we have yours. So the jump inwards, that toss back to get themselves on top of Chira. Do they get the kill now as well? But no. He's going to be able to get himself with the ball line in the back line. So alone, he's going to be alone. The RP was used for that. No mechanism used just yet, as well as Nazi Narwhal to get himself out in the Rolling Thunder. But Alberca TP's in. Nazi, no, he cancels it off. That would have been brave here. Jesse, he's actually going to dive in. Sounds comes out now as well. The bushwhack. The adapter strike. Nestria gets the kill. And didn't even need the diffusal blade for the slow for that, so that is still available for the Pangolier as well. And Alberca, he's just going to go for the split push on this top lane. Maybe try and force someone back from the side of X3, but Alone will be back alive in the next couple of seconds. So again, he could go for that tree grab. As the mid lane will be pushed in here from the side of X3. Yeah, you can see Alone on the map. He's just looking out. He uses his tree grab. Looking to clear off these trains as well as the creeps pushing in. Not going to be too far away from his Force Staff as well. In fact, how far? 200 gold away. Oh, they might be able to get the jump out, but they're just going to skewer back now as well. Dark trying to do what he can. The bushwhack comes out. Sharpshooter, a lot of damage onto the Undyne. The Undyne, though, is still going to be fine for a little bit. And now the diving from the Storm Spirit. They get the drive back onto Fortnite, but the Lotus, it does come through, so no follow-up. Death Prophet pops the Exorcism for this fight, though. What can he get from this? Because this is a big cooldown to pop. 150 seconds. If you don't get anything from it, you know, nearly 3 minutes before it's back up. It is a big spell to use. So that's going to be the Aegis being reclaimed now as well on the Morphlin. So the Morphlin, he has that Satanic already, though. Just flown out to him. Alberca, Glepnir is up. He's got the Hand of Midas still going. Efficiency, bro. Efficiency. Yeah, looking to just see the... With the Sentry being here. Using that Sprout to see the vision on the cliff. But there is no vision on the cliff. So he's going to be a little bit safer. Just walking himself around. Meanwhile, 3-man smoke coming out from cybercats. So they're looking to find, and that Exorcism, it has just gone down. Looking for the jump smoke break. Do they have the vision? Fortnite, he's going to be silenced up. The Lotus Orb comes down, though. Sharpshooter, RP. All this committed, but do they have the damage to get the kill? They do. The Glepnir comes in from Alberca on the back lines as well. Alone wants to get the dive in. Chira Jr. with his BKB. Nestria looking to chase. He might be able to get the kill. Will be able to get the kill into the Tiny. Nestria, though, do they change targets? Does he actually want to go for the morph out now as well because the bushwhack? That might not have been the worst setup in the world for the Morphlin. Chira Jr. out of mana. He just has to go for the TP away. So, X3, they lose 2. They lose a big one in the Death Prophet there as well, but he doesn't have the Exorcism anyway. He's going to be dead by the time he comes back alive. The Exorcism will still be on cooldown. Alberca looking to farm. He is top of the net worth here on the Prophet as well, having a really good time. Going towards Ascardi, trying to mess with the Satanic from the Morphlin. Meanwhile, you can see that Magnus... Again, it's going to be the Force Staff, so it's not going to be the Greaves for the Magnus. Just happy with the mechanism for now. Excuse me, Zanka moving himself around there. How's he looking in terms of net worth? He's away off the rest of the cores. Closer to the cores than to the supports, but he's still ways off those cores. Death Prophet as well with a gem. So this time, if he gets caught out, the tree will be punished. But he does have to blink in. So the blink into the root, into the overgrowth. He could try and make something happen here. Once again, the Death Prophet dive in. They're going to be able to get the drag back. Do they keep him alive? Again, the Greaves. He doesn't even get the Greaves off. He goes down way too quickly. Gets caught out, but it looks like XD, they want to fight this. The overgrowth is going to be used. Cheerio with the TP. And everybody else away from those. Zenikin might be the trade-off. So an offlaner for an offlaner. That is going to be the trade. RP committed for that now as well in force. On the walk away. Who got the gem? Undyne picked it up. Okay.
My vigor was never in question.
Yeah. So at least they retain that gem. diving, the bushwhack comes out. Do they have the damage? He has that Satanic to come through, but he might die first. He does die first. And now they're even going to be able to go for a little bit more. Did they get the Pangolier? Pangolier going to be chased out once again. Going to be trapped in the TP away from Dark. At least the Undying gets himself away, but that was a really good setup before the Morphling could get the Morph off. Before he could get the Satanic to heal himself back up as well. Roshan is going to be at least a minute away as well, so not up just yet. And cybercats, so taking some good fights, really using the spells to dominate and take away from X3. X3 really not having a good time in the last couple of fights. Yeah, Morphling, as much as that Satanic's going to be nice, you know, yeah, so he wants to go straight into the Shard. He knows he doesn't want the BKB or the Lincolns just yet. There's a lot of control coming out on the side of cybercats, so he needs that Shard to be able to shift while he's stunned. He's still going to be a ways away from it just yet. Shira Jr. looking for the jump. Nesfish shows in the lane. You get that Orchid off again. The jump comes through. The Sharpshooter, they got the Bushwhack. But do they have the protection with the Lotus? He's going to try and get that waveform away now as well. Shira, he's got that BKB going. What can he do? Doing a lot of damage from the Tiny. The backlines, the Rolling Thunder comes through. And they get the kill into Zeneca. Zeneca wasn't able to get off the RP. The blink away from the tree now as well. So the chase is on. But it looks like it might just be for the Hoodwink. The Hoodwink getting close. Getting burst down by Nesvia. That is going to be a Shard gold though. Oh, that's the Roche. Roche is back up. There's no RP for the next 30 seconds. No buyback available. And that Exorcism's going. They get themselves into the pit. Quickly now. So yeah, the Exorcism will be wearing off in the next second or so. But look how quickly this Roche is going down anyway. The damage. The Morphling has the Chrysalis as well. So he's looking for... He's already bought out the Shard. No, did he sell the Shard? Where's his courier? I think he... Yeah, no, he did. He sold that Shard, bought out onto the Chrysalis instead. And just used the Shard from Roche. So that's a big boost to the Morphling. Still got a ways away to catch up to the Nature's Prophet. You know, you can see that the net worth chart dipping and diving all over. That is a one big roller coaster. And X3 now, 56% in terms of win probability. But with an Aegis, with a Shard, and now with the Chrysalis, I wonder if he goes straight for... It's actually with the Hurricane Pike for the Morphling. So no Daedalus just yet, you know, or the Silver Edge. Yeah, X3, they're looking to make something happen with this Aegis, I think. Wrath of Nature, it cleans up those creeps.
Precious bounty.
There's Chira? What's he doing here, Junior? Looking for... He's not got any sentries, so he's not looking for a D-ward. The Observer in the sentry is already down from the Radiant, so he's looking to get a catch out onto somebody. Hiding himself on the cliff, looking for that jump in. We'll see the Undying. As well as the Death Prophet. In fact, the sounds comes out. He has to pop the Illusion Rune to get himself away from that. Didn't want to use the BKB. That would have been a big pick if they'd have forced out the BKB from the Storm Spirit. But not to be. As the Storm able to just get himself away. Mid lane, Death Prophet just continues to push in now as well. He actually wants to go in for the Sanjin carry, it looks like, before the Hex. Yeah, the survivability, you know, and the status resist is going to be nice for the Death Prophet. As they make... What are they going to do? Alberca's in the trees, they're smoking into this. Yes, he's going to be the target to jump in to get the kill. And Nesphia able to claim it with a waveform and a right click. Even look at this, Natty now looking to push out into the trains. The trains now trying to draw the aggro, get to the range creeps, but both range creeps will survive. They finally want this tier 1 tower on the top lane. Living Armor will be used, but he's going to be able to chunk through the Living Armor on the Morphling. Alberca on the bottom lane though, he's going to be pushing out onto a tier 2. You've got the Treant behind enemy lines as well with the Nature's Grasp. Looking to do what damage you can to the creeps. So yeah, the Catapult, this next creep wave will be pushing out into the tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under
So it looks like X3 going to be forced to fortify. You are the Morphling. He got through that tier 1. Can he come through the tier 2? And it is going to be the Daedalus, not a Silver Edge here for the Morphling. So looking to stack that damage up and up and up.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Have I visit?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Moving himself around in his rune here, Natty Narwhal as well. He's got that Basher. So more than likely with the swashbuckle, not every time,
Radiant's top
but
tower
more than
is
likely
under
you do get that fast off
Radiant's top
with the
tower
swashbuckle.
has fallen.
Meanwhile, the TP's come back. They're going to try and defend this. They might actually see the tree. They do see the tree. And now the avalanche. No, it doesn't connect. Going to be able to get the blink up onto the high ground force. Run himself all the way. That's not your fountain, mate. He's got the TP, but the courier. Does it see? Then maybe just happy he's here. Because if he's here, he's not out being a mischief. On the rest of the map, he's going to see the courier. What goes down? It doesn't. 29 health on the courier. That's going to be the shot. Tanky courier here. So Pangolier. Yeah. At least now the Treant is going to get that TP away. He needed one more right click. So Nazi has that shot out. Has the roll-up potential for the survivability here on the Pangolier. And what else do you want to go for? Because he's got Yules, he's got the Force Staff, Basher as well as the Diffusal. Dayless out now for the Morphling. This is pretty damn big. And where are they looking towards? You can see that the Death Prophet moving himself around. They're going to look for this outpost. It wouldn't surprise me here if with Nesphere pushing in, he's got that Aegis for the next 30 seconds. Wants to make something happen with it. If they look for a tier 3. Yeah, the BKB being queued up for the Morphling next. Just has to wait for the creep, so he's looking for an angle. Chira Jr. with the remnants on the high ground. There's going to be the bushwhack coming through. The Morphling, he's saying, yeah, come at me, bro. Kill me. 15 seconds, please, please. Take me down as he heals up with that Satanic.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Exorcism now going to be used. How did he fight this? No backdoor protection, no fortification. This is going to be a lane of racks. RP comes out, they get the drag back, and that's just as the Aegis gets reclaimed now as well. The Avatars comes through here. Hopefully what can he do? Doesn't have that Satanic for the next 10 seconds. Trying to keep himself alive with the Morph, but that's still going to be going down. The attribute shift, it's not going to be able to keep himself alive. Exorcism, though, is still going. You can see that Nazi now, trying to do what he can to buy time on the backlines, but they've got the skewer back onto the Death Prophet now as well. And they've got the 3 cores. He forced out the Exorcism, the Avalanche. Is it going to be enough now? At least the Undying gets the TP away, but again, the Undying, the only one standing there. And the Morph, I don't know why he popped that Satanic before the Aegis expired. He used it to heal himself back up off the creeps. But then he goes way too far in. They get the dive in from Zeneca, dragged back. And he didn't have that Satanic to keep himself alive the second time. So I get it, he wanted the health, but he was going to get the regen from the Aegis being reclaimed anyway. I don't know, man. Yeah, and a really good cleanup. The net worth, the XP. Look at how much further it swings in favor of cybercats after that one fight. And nobody on the side of... none of the cores on the side of X3 have buybacks. They're all gold away from it. It's not even because cooldown time. It is just the gold differential. And at least, no, the Pangolier buys out for his now as well. Sorry, I was just looking at the buyback, seeing who had what. You can see it on the screen as well. He's got those buybacks out. Just at the top of the screen here, Chira Jr. is having a really good time. I would like to see the damage dealt chart, just to see who's really at the top of that. But I don't know if it's built for this match just yet here as X3. They are grouping up. They're looking for a dive. If they can get a kill out, if they can win a team fight, the Magnus already bought back in that last fight, so that is on cooldown. Roche going to be at least 48 seconds away, so if you get a good fight, maybe the 3-man smoke coming through, they get the jump out, they're going to be able to get the kill onto Jess V.
Haste!
As yeah, Chira just continues to farm. Zeneca, what's he looking for next? It's going to be the Refresher, double RP. It is really good for getting the lockdown onto the Morphling, being able to do that damage. Even onto like the Death Prophet. Or the Pangolier, stopping from being able to get the roll-up off, stopping from being able to get the Rolling Thunder going. You just get the double RP off. You've got extra stuns to come through as well with the root from the Treant. The Vortex drag back as well. But we'll see what the timing on the Roche is going to be here. It is going to be 4 seconds away. Drum roll, please, from anybody. 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, so if you lose a fight, you do still... If you lose a fight now, you do still have time to come back. As Force Majeure just continues to push out this bottom lane. He wants a refresher himself on the tree. 3 heroes grouping up. Underneath a sentry, though. No vision, just a sentry. So maybe looking for the smoke in. All 5 heroes moving over now as well. Yeah, I think that was the smoke being delivered to the Undying. So they are going to be able to get... I think it's just out of range, but... No actual vision to spot them out if they smoke under this. Now, 3 heroes. The Morphling with the Manta. No one alone is away. Just pushing out this lane. So they do want to push out the lanes before they go for the smoke. Or not at all.
Look at you all day.
Alberca with the Nullifier, with the Silver Edge on the Nature's Prophet now as well. Skadi comes out. So the Prophet actually didn't opt towards the Aghanim Scepter, but
Warriors of the
that
wood.
could be out on the next Roshan. So, depending on if the Cybercats win this fight, they could look towards that. You've got the Illusion in, the Treants and the Illusion, both going to be spotting out this Roche. I'm pretty sure 42 seconds on the Pangalier's Illusion. Treant, well, it looks like the Pangolier Illusion might take it down a little bit quicker before the Roche can spawn. Just looking over there to the Roche pit, but again, Kira stacking up the damage in terms of net worth. He's sitting, what, third? Yeah, third. He's having a really good game here on the Storm Spirit. BKB's up the Orchid, the Hex as well, the Control, the Kaya for the extra damage, going towards his Lincoln Sphere. Well, the tree trying to keep the pressure off the bottom lane. Does take down the tier 2 tower. Look at this high ground. And they can't, well, they do see the Morphling now. The Roche is up. The ward, it just wears off on the high ground now as well. They get themselves in. Do they want to pop the Exorcism into this? It looks like they maybe bait this one out here on the side of X3. Morphling's still in the pit, though.
What did I miss?
Exorcism will be popped. So if you're fighting into this, you are fighting into a Morphling, into a Tombstone, into an Exorcism. And look at how quickly Roche is going to go down here. What's actually going to be the Refresher Shard. So maybe a second Exorcism if you want to give this over to the Death Prophet as well. Cheese is on the deck. Who does he pass it over to? Does he keep? He doesn't keep the Refresher himself, right? Natty got the cheese. That's in the backpack. But no. Yeah, Nesfeed just TPs himself up to the top lane. He wants the defense, excuse me, this bottom lane. As a refresher goes on the deck here for Dark. Double Tombstone. He's not too far off the level 20 as well, so the triple Tombstone maybe. And how well are we looking here? Zeneca, again, didn't go for the full Greaves. He's holding on to the Brown Boots, a refresher. So that's buying up for the Refresher Shard. Buyback, he's about a minute and a half away from the buyback anyway on Zeneca. So the Refresher is a little bit better use of the gold here. It's Force Majeure walking himself towards this bottom lane. Do they have the reveal? Because it's just going to be the illusions for now, but they are making a beeline towards it. They do need that gem to see him. Treant Protector with a gem of his own. Gets a blink into the trees. He's still going to be coming out, though. Still showing on the map. And Nesfear, he's close. He's looking for it. But yeah, with no reveal, they're not going to be able to catch out onto the tree.
Dire are scared.
With this Aegis, though, this time, Morphling. Refresher. Pass it over to. Going to be onto the Pangolier, so they are playing hot potato here with this Refresher Shard.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
Force Majeure. Again, just trying to do what he can to cut this wave. The Illusion stepping up as well from the Morphling. Just trying to go into this range tracks with the Bushwhack. Keeping them locked down. Force, again, just still trying to force something out. Force this lane right back. Tiny could come in, though. He's got that gem. He gets the reveal. Ow! And now Treant Protector, he's going to be caught out. Do they get the kill, though? Force is going to be really hard, especially with the Bastion. The Shield Crash comes in. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the tree. Yes! Eventually, the Abyssal Blade comes out. They get the stun lock. It's going to be a long one with that living armor, but they do eventually get the kill. Did he use the... No way he used the refresh for the double Abyssal.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No, they passed it over to the Netsphere. I was like, yeah, no, there's no way. It's Netsphere looking to push out this top lane. The Treants, you know, the split push coming out from Alberca. It is doing work here. Alberca, though, he might TP himself into a wrong reveal. Does he have the gem? They might be able to get the kill. Sprout comes out, though. Alberca, BKB is going to be popped, and you get the kill. Tombstone's going to be dropped to the bash, though. It stops the TP away from the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet level 25. So he has that uncontested, you know, no cooldown on the TP. Teleportation spell, but Alberca takes too much damage. He's going to go down. They do get the kill onto the Undying high ground, though. He might be able to take down onto the Death Prophet. Death Prophet will go down. Not to know. Well, using the bounce over the Ogre Seal Totem to get on top of the Hoodwink. And the Morphlin, once that's Aegis gets reclaimed, I think that's a Skadi gold there as well, yeah. If not there, not too far off.
Illusion.
Does he want to buy out for it, though? The Illusion's going to be coming forwards, playing one away, so maybe trying to trick that this isn't the real, yeah. With the Illusion's coming forward, maybe just trying to play a little bit of a game. Eventually, that range racks will go down. The diving Netsphere, taking a lot of damage, just setting himself in the Nature's Grasp. But eventually we'll be able to do this damage to the melee Rex as well. Netsphere, the Aegis, a minute and 10 away. Just trying to do what he can this time with the Satanic. This time. You know, that Aegis not close to being reclaimed. So if he does go down, he will have that second life. You can see that as well. Netsphere moving himself in 7k net worth lead. What's he got in terms of surplus? He buys out, so he needs another 1700 gold for the buyback. But again, Aegis, Satanic. Skadi coming out now as well for Morphlin. Probably just gets rid of his boots. Surprised he's holding on to the Refresher and not the Death Prophet just to pop the double Exorcism. No, yeah, so the double Exorcism, you can't use it twice. It does refresh. Yeah, it's not like a Razor Ultimate where you could have the two Exorcisms going at the same time, but you pop one and then just immediately pop the other one. Alberca, what's he looking towards? He's going towards the Satanic. Gold-wise, he's close to, if not there. Secret shot-wise, that's a little bit harder. Could look for the TP, though. Actually, just looking to push out the lanes with the Treants. It looks like, yeah, Treant push out and then just immediately TP yourself back to your base. So putting pressure onto this top lane. There is still that tier 3 tower though in the top lane. Meanwhile, they have lost a lane of racks. Aegis is going to be reclaimed.
Amazing what you
And the
found
Skadi does
laying
come out for
around.
Netsphere. And you can see that Force Majeure. He's got that refresher up. He's trying to do whatever he can to keep this lane pushed out. You know, keep these super creeps away from the base.
Warriors of the wood.
But if they go and try and fight, I mean, Roshan's still going to be a hell of a long time away. And compared to, you know, the lane pushing out. But if they don't keep this lane pushed out, it will push in. And something like around the top tower fight, an outpost or a Roshan fight, even in the mid lane. And you can see the group up here from X3. Now they're going to be able to get the jump of the Yulsef comes out. They get the catch here onto Magnus. Magnus, well, it's going to be a lot of life to try and get through here on this Morphin. This Morphin is a big tanky boy. Netsphere, they might be able to go. The second RP comes out. Do they get the kill onto the Morphin though? The cheese from the Death Prophet as well. If he gets low, he's going to be able to eat it. Rolling Thunder was that reveal coming through the Force Majeure with the Overgrowth. So they only get the kill. I'll say only. They take down that Storm Spirit now as well.
Are you ready to run?
And they're going to be able to come in. The Exorcism is about 3/4 of the way through. But no RP, not even a Magnus for the next 80 seconds. And Netsphere, he wants to be coming up onto the high ground. But the issue is, there ain't no creeps just yet. There's more. Netsphere, he's going to be here now with the creep wave, so he is going to be able to push in onto this Tiny coming through as well alone. Item-wise, the Hex is out for the Tiny, the Refresh as well. Second Exorcism for a Fortnite man. Still don't like that name. But this is going to be a second lane. Is it going to be full Mega Creeps as well? Because they don't have a tier 2 tower on the top lane. Netsphere took that down about 20 minutes ago. So that's going to be the last melee Rax going down in the mid lane. They jump in. They get the jump out onto the tree. Force Majeure. He's going to be tossed out. The Tombstone does get dropped. They get the kill. But the tree can buy back right back into this now as well. Death Prophet trying to keep himself alive with these Spirit Siphons. He will go down. It is going to be Jessie that gets it with the Sharpshooter now as well. They get the jump out onto the Pangolier. The Pangolier, though, the Force Staff comes out. The root will still be there. And Morphlin, he's already used that Satanic. Can he outfight Alberca? Alberca trying to do what he can. The Decay stacks coming through. Alberca taking a lot of punishment. The Hex now as well. They get the kill. And I think this is just going to be the dive into the base. The buyback has to come out from Alberca. Didn't have that Satanic, doesn't have the gold. He could buy out for it now if he wants to, in Nature's Prophet. But he doesn't. He's just going to be going in with a Reaver. He might be able to get the dive onto the Morphlin. The Morphlin trying to get himself away from this one. Has that BKB. The waveform comes forward. He gets the kill onto the Hoodwink once again. Just right-clicking onto Alberca. Now, Alberca can't sustain through this. Doesn't have that Satanic. Has no lifesteal. And Neshvia using that Manta style. Trying to get himself away from this. Just trying to buy as much time as possible for the rest of his team. All 5 heroes dead on the side of X3. And the tier 4 towers are pushing it in through this mid lane. Alberca with an immediate TP up to the bottom lane.
Top barracks are under attack.
They protect the Megas. You know, that ranged Rax. It's got low on the top lane. Tell me you bought out. Yeah, this time the Nature's Prophet. He bought out for the Satanic after the fight. Nullifier as well as the Silver Edge to come through. So he's looking to force out buybacks, but the Death Prophet will be up in the next 10 seconds. Just shows you how long that fight went for after the Death Prophet went down. And everybody on the side of X3, you won't see it until they respawn. Well, you do see the gold tinge around the respawn clock. Everybody on the side of X3 has those buybacks available. Cybercats are looking to force out another fight. Can they force out buybacks? Pangolier is going to be up in 6 seconds. Fortification is still there if they need to use it on the side of X3. Then coming up close. I think you use it now, right? Yeah. Before one tier 3 tower falls. So you have that double fortification to protect your base. And in fact, that tier 3 tower in the mid lane, it might not even fall. Roshan is up. And that is going to be the 4-item Roshan. You know, everybody gets an item from this. But if X3 can keep Cybercats out of the base, you know, just prolong this fight around the Roche pit. Either you see that Alberca has to TP back and then get himself back into the fight, or Chira Jr. has to zip himself back, or if not, they're going to be losing tier 4s. These lanes will push in. They are pushed into the X3 side of the map now, so let's see if Cybercats can get this quick Roshan. The smoke coming out from X3 though. Roche, he's getting pretty down low. It is going to be a really quick one. The Silver Edge damage from the crits from Alberca, the right clicks. This is going to be a free Roche for Cybercats. Get themselves... Who takes... what? Let's see. So Storm Spirit's going to get the Agnum's Blessing. Yeah, probably not going to go for the Refresher Shard and Refresher Orb, but the Rolling Thunder comes through. Did they actually get the catch out onto the Storm Spirit? The Storm Spirit, he's dead. 124 seconds. He's not even going to be able to show off the Ag's Blessing because he is just gone. You see the Jessie trying to do what he can to cut this wave with the Bushwhack. With the Boomerang as well. Pulling the creeps in, but alone. He's hunting. The Force Staff comes out. The Hex now as well. Onto the Hoodwink. They've got this chase down. Force Majeure trying to back him up, but Jess, he's going to survive for a little bit longer.
Radiant's top barracks are under
As you see the exorcism coming through the backline, so the drag back, they've got the RP. Do they have a second one? They do. They have that refresh. They're keeping him inside the fountain. This is going to be the Morphlin. Morphlin's dead. He can come buy back if he wants to. He's got the gold for the boost of travel. Yeah, just immediately picks up boost of travel too. He wants to get himself right back into this fight. The Pangolier is going to be dead now as well. He doesn't. But fortification will be used. The Morphlin's going to be coming right back into this fight. He wants to get himself right up close. And looking for the Magus, but still, they protect the top lane. Now they're going to be able to get the route onto the Undying. Undying, what can he do? He's a big tanky boy with his flesh golem going here now as well. But he might be able to get the kill onto Jess V. Jess V has a buyback available. Still no Storm Spirit for the next minute or so. And the Pango not buying back. Not everybody expending that one. Well, that was what? The Storm Spirit's down with that. The Nature's Prophet's buyback's down. And the 2 supports as well on the side of Cybercats. But the most important part is they protect these racks. The melee racks with the regen as well as the living armor to come through from Force Majeure. I assume, at least. And Alberca just continues to put pressure onto this bottom lane with the treants. And Nesphere at least has to come back to defend this. So yeah, the Morph buying back just immediately into those bots 2s. that he's going to keep in his backpack. Excuse me. It's been a long day. I'm losing control of words. At least I'm not turned into Porky Pig just yet. But yeah, you can see the Morphin. He wants that Moonshard as well. He's got the bots too that he just keeps in the backpack for if he needs to get into the fights. But apart from that, he will be keeping these items in his inventory because they're a lot more powerful than just having the extra movement speed. You know, the TP's in there. It is going to be the swap through. So if you do need to get yourself in, there's a 6 seconds on the cooldown to get the swap in. But yeah, you can see that
Trust me, I know
the Nature's
how to handle
Prophet.
such power.
2 minutes left on this Aegis, but the Nature's Prophet and the Morphlin keeping close tabs on each other with the net worth. Prophet's going to have the buyback coming up in the next 2 minutes as well. So it looks like X3, they want to go for a smoke rotation. They want to catch out the Magnus. Has that buyback available? Who doesn't? Hoodwink, as well as the tree. Still no Storm buyback for the next 2 minutes as well. And yeah, once again, Force just up on the top lanes. You can see on your minimap, just that big purple squad. Did he get the catch? Because it's starting to Storm for it now as well. Big RP on support heroes. Great catch out now. The Pangolin does have that buyback if he goes down. And he might just buyback, get himself right back into this fight. But Tiny will fall here. Storm Spirit's going to get low. The Death Prophet already used that buyback. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He just died in that last fight. It was only the Morphle in that last fight that used that buyback. And now they're going to be able to take down all 5 heroes. Netsphere, if he goes down, he's going to be dead for the next 100 and so seconds. 125 on the Morphlin death. Is this going to be enough for cybercats now as well? They get the push back. Tiny trying to turn himself around, but he's taking so much right-click damage now as well. The Avalanche trying to keep himself alive, but he's going to be ticked down, right-click down by Alberca. Alberca, where's he TPing? He wants to go right into the base here, maybe catch out onto the Death Prophet, but was that Abyssal Blade? Did he want to dive? They don't have the reveal here from the Nature's Prophet. The Nature's Prophet in the trees. With the Silver Edge, the TP back to the base, so just defending his base. And yeah, this is the big advantage from the side of X3. Even though they have 3 heroes dead, they have all 3 tier 3 towers up. Maybe not for much longer here. That tier 3 in the mid lane will go down. The Undying buys back, but again, no Tiny, no Morphin for the next 80-90 seconds. And the Aegis is still there for the Nature's Prophet as well. He's going to have the buyback in 50 seconds. It looks like, did he just want to go for the tier 4s? They do. They just want to go for the end here, Cybercats. 54 minutes in. Do they have the disruption? No, Chira. He'll be able to dive himself through this Rolling Thunder. Oh, the Train protected the RP. It was teased, not thrown out just yet here from Zeneca. Zeneca still has that one up if he wants to throw it out. Spirit Siphon trying to do work on the backlines to get the lockdown onto the Pangolin now as well. That Aegis will be reclaimed, but if you get the kill, they're going to get game number 1 in this series, 55 minutes in. And Cybercats, after looking so comfortable for the side of X3, I think they gave them a fight. Went a little bit too deep on that top racks. God, what about 15, 20 minutes ago? Yeah, no, about 15 minutes ago. And all of a sudden, even though the Nature's Prophet didn't have the Satanic, he was able to come right back into this game, put the pressure on it, and the Morphin there being caught out without the buyback. That was the death blow. The Cybercats felt confident that you could just get the Nature's Prophet right into the base, pushing through into this and doing the damage. And yeah, looking at what came through in this last game, looking at the scoreboard, you can see that it was a really good fight. On the graphs, you can see that the swing always going in favor, it looked like, of the side of X3. And then all of a sudden, that last fight swings all the way back in favor. It just skyrockets in favor here of Cybercats. Cybercats taking game number 1. Now, the challenge is, can they close it out in 2? They don't want to be going to a game number 3. They want to be taking the series 2-0 and tying the score with X3 to put themselves in a comfortable position going through into that last week. Those last few days of the DPC. And that is going to be game number 1, guys. We are going to be taking a quick break before we come back with the last... Oh, not the last game, but the second game of the last series. So, quick break, and they'll be back with game number 2 right after this.